Texas is really trying to play me with this sun today. Hello, I'm Tasha, and this is Amazing Reads. I'm coming today with a library haul. Okay, listen. I have a card at 3 different libraries. I keep a lot of books from all of them. I love my library. I go to the library all the time. I go to the library to relieve stress. Like, my library is everything. We're not going to talk about all the unread books that I have on my shelf, where I probably should read those, but I do love my library. I have 17 books here for you. So some of them I know a lot about, some of them I know the general premise, but we're just gonna go over them. I'm gonna show you what I get from the library. Again, I think this is another way for you to kind of see the stuff that I gravitate towards and stuff that I like to try, just so that you can get to know me a little bit more and hopefully follow me. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into this. Sorry about the lighting, it might go in and out, but I'm gonna try my best to only film when the sun is out. The clouds are moving, whatever. Anyway, the first book in this haul is Know My Name by Chanel Miller. This is the woman who was involved in the Brock Turner rape incident, where he raped an unconscious woman and got like no punishment for it. She came out with her name. She came out with her own memoir. I heard that this was harrowing and that it was just so honest and brutal and true. And I cannot wait to get into this. I may listen to this on audio. I don't know. Nonfiction, I do like to consume on audio. But sometimes the physical book, I need to see it, write down quotes, things like that. So this first book is Know My Name by Chanel Miller. This next book is The Warmth of Other Suns by Isabel Wilkerson. This book is about the Great American Migration of Black people moving from the South to the North and setting up there. I'm not sure if this deals with redlining or not, but I've heard nothing but amazing things about this nonfiction book, and I cannot wait to get into it. There's so much, I'm gonna go on a tangent, but there's so much Black history out there and things that have happened that we do not hear about. And I think that is so important because Black lives matter, and they've always mattered, and all Black lives matter. So just to be able to have these resources that I didn't even have growing up, and being able to have all this information available to us, we got to do better. We need to learn. So this is one that I'm so interested in reading. I can't wait to get to it. I've just heard nothing but absolutely amazing things. The next one I have is Ta-Nehisi Coates' We Were 8 Years in Power. This is an essay collection. My understanding is that it has articles from when he wrote for The Atlantic, I want to say, and then an essay following it up while he talks about President Obama's presidency. I like Ta-Nehisi Coates. I think that he can be a little wordy, and I really saw that when I read The Water Dancer, but I do like the message that he sends. So I cannot wait to get to this one. This is another one that I may consume on audio only because, again, like I said, I like nonfiction on audio. And also, I think he narrates it himself, which is like my favorite nonfiction on audio, when the author narrates it themselves. And I have heard really good things about this, and I'm excited to give Ta-Nehisi Coates another try. I read Between the World and Me, and I've read The Water Dancer, so I only have a few more of his books. I think this is even the last one that I need to read, and I just really like his message and what he's doing for the Black community, and I cannot wait to get to this book. We have our adult, I believe these are all science fiction and fantasy. I have 2 N.K. Jemisin books. I have the 5th season. This is a book that I have attempted, but I just couldn't get into it. It was a little more complex. This was early on in my fantasy, my adult fantasy like reading, so it might have been a little too dense for me at that point. I'm really excited to get into it though. I've heard that this whole trilogy is amazing. Apparently the world keeps ending, and so they're at the end of the world again. I know that part of it is told in second person, which I don't love, but I mean, I've just heard amazing things about this writing, and so I cannot wait to read their book. and hopefully continue in this series. I know a lot of people are reading this right now, so if you want a buddy read, let me know. We can motivate each other. So this is the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. The next N.K. Jemisin I have is a short story collection, I believe, and it's How Long Until Black Future Month by N.K. Jemisin. In this book, I believe it's a bunch of sci-fi short stories, and I even think there's a short story in here that links to their next series that they're coming out with. So I'm really excited to get into this. I do like short stories occasionally. I do like collections of short stories by the same author especially. So I'm very excited to get into this and to, I might start with this one so that I can acclimate myself to Jemisin's writing and then go into the 5th season just so that I can, like I said, acclimate myself to the writing. But I'm very excited about this, and I have had my eye on this for a very, very, very long time. The next book is a pretty popular book that everyone is talking about. And so when I went to the library, I swear I only went to return books, but you know, this is in the new section. Thought I would go ahead and pick it up. And it is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. I have heard amazing things about this. Apparently it is about a caseworker for the Department of Magical Children. It involves a house, like a boarding school, which is another buzzword for me. I love a magic school, okay? I think most of us can agree to that. But it's just his story. I've heard that I've just heard nothing but good things about it. It's compared to the Wayward Children series. I've heard people compare it to that. I don't love that series. I've read the first 3 books in that series. I don't love it, but I do like the concept of it. So I'm very excited to get into this one just for something fun and good. And I can't wait to read it. The next stack that I have are young adult books. I do enjoy young adult fantasy. When I want a fantasy book that I can consume and eat, and there's a little romance in there. There's usually a found family or friend group. Like, I live for those. I'm so excited for it. I love my strong, badass female characters. But you know, I'm basic, whatever. So the first book that I have is Beyond the Black Door by A.M. Strickland. In this book we follow, let's just read the tagline. Kamal was warned to never open the black door, but she didn't listen. I mean, sounds good to me. I think I saw Bethany at Beautiful Bookish Bethany review this, and it was on my radar after I heard her review of it. I'm expecting to really enjoy this, so I can't wait to get into it, even though I don't know a whole lot about it. And what I will definitely do is link the Goodreads for all these books down below, and you can click on that to get a fuller synopsis. I like to know, I don't like to know too much about the book, but I like to know the gist, to know that it's something that I probably want to do. And I tend to watch non-spoiler reviews before reading books, just to kind of see just the themes and things that people liked and didn't like and that kind of thing. Anyway, tangent. I'm really excited to get to this, and I hope that I can get to it next month. I am doing a readathon, which I will show my TBR for that in a couple of weeks. And I also plan to do the mid-year book freakout tag. Anyway, Beyond the Black Door. The next book is Blood Heir by Emily Wen Zhao. There was some controversy surrounding this book when it initially came out. The controversy, I mean, there's always controversy in the book community. Let's be real. Anyway, the controversy didn't really deter me from reading the book. When I heard about it, just kind of when I heard the author's explanation of why she did, apparently she went in and she changed that stuff, and it's supposed to be a better read. I haven't heard glowing reviews about this, but I'm really interested in it because it is a different culture and something that I want to get to know more of. I love reading books about different cultures and things that are different from me, because I mean, how is she going to learn? You need to read fiction and nonfiction about those things. And so this is an example of something that I want to get into. So this is Blood Heir by Emily Wen Zhao. The next book, y'all are gonna know what this is, but I've been reading these books for years. I'm trying to make it through this series so I can get to the later books, which I heard are much better. So here we go. Yes, City of Lost Souls by Cassandra Clare. This is the 5th book in the Mortal Instruments series. These books have been around forever. I'm really trying to get to the later books, but I'm afraid to go into them without having read this so that I can have a frame of reference for everything. Complex Shadowhunters, we all know what it is. I'll still leave it linked down below so you can see. First book is City of Bones. We all know how we feel about City of Bones. Anyway, I really want to complete this series before the end of the year so that I can get into the Dark Artifices, and I think that isn't the last one that came out, and then the new ones that are coming out. So this is City of Lost Souls by Cassandra Clare. The next book is a sequel to a young adult sci-fi series by a fantasy author, and it is Starsight by Brandon Sanderson, the sequel to Skyward. I really enjoyed this audiobook when I read it. The story was cute. What's her name? Spensa. Yeah. I didn't hate Spensa. She was a little bit annoying, but it made sense. I found the world very interesting. I found the reason why her dad was labeled a coward when that reveal happened. I found that really interesting. I love the little spaceship friend she had. Like, there was just a lot of stuff that I did like that was just fun and good, and so I'm excited to go ahead and continue. I really want to be caught up or finish a whole bunch of series this year, so this is the way that I want to. This is another one that's on that list that I actually care enough about to continue. So this is Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. The next one is a book by Kiersten White. It is The Guinevere Deception, which is an Arthurian retelling, gender bent. It's kind of her thing. She does a lot of retellings. I tried to read the Vlad the Impaler one. I think I only got a couple chapters in, and I wasn't in the mood for it. So I'm hoping that I might like this one. I do like Arthurian legend. It was something that's it's hyped. People talk about it. I'm curious about it. I want to really look into her writing to see if it's something that I do gel with and something that I can recommend to people, to my friends and stuff. I have a lot of friends who are teachers and things, so I like to read books and recommend it to them. So this is The Guinevere Deception by Kiersten White. This next one is a hype book, and I believe it was in a couple of book boxes. So that one is There Will Come a Darkness. What I do know about this is that it has something to do with a prophet. It does have a found family element, and that's something that I do enjoy in young adult fantasy. It's just young adult books in general. So I'm hoping that I'm going to like this. I understand that it's through a bunch of different perspectives and point of views. So I really am curious about this one, and getting it from the library. You know, I haven't lost anything if I DNF it. And that is There Will Come a Darkness by Katie Rose Poole. The last book I have is by somebody who is slowly becoming my favorite author, and that is Brandy Colbert. And I have read 3 of her books this year. And not this year. Were they all this year? No. I've read 2 of her books this year, and another one, Little and Lion, I read last year. But that book is Finding Yvonne. This book intrigued me when I first heard about it, and knowing how much I enjoy her writing, I'm so excited about it. This follows Yvonne, who is a violinist, that's what she does. And that's her escape from her distant father. She meets a boy, something happens. I want to say this deals with teen pregnancy. I don't know, but the way that Brandy Colbert writes characters is amazing. They are so realistic. I never feel like the teenagers are unrealistic or that they are doing too much. They always seem so real to me. And these books tackle issues that you don't often see in young adult books. Even in middle grade, I read her newest middle grade, The Only Black Girls in Town, and it talked about passing. And I mean, chef's kiss. I'll put my review. That book was so good. So this is Finding Yvonne by Brandy Colbert, and her newest book the voting booth will be out on July 7th, and I have an arc of that I really want to get to here in the next week. But anyway, we're talking about this one, Finding Yvonne by Brandy Colbert. I hope that I can read all of her books. I think after this one, I may be up to date, or I might be missing like one or two. I don't know. Anyway, Finding Yvonne. The last stack of books that I have are middle grade books. I'm gonna do a little. I got an idea of a middle grade video that I want to do. If you saw in my last video, I did a middle grade recommendations video, and I want to do more of those. I feel like there's a lot of young adult talked about on here, but I do love a good middle grade, and it is a great genre to get into. So anyway, and I'll leave that video link down below, because I would say the cards, but I don't know how to do that. So anyway, so the first book on my stack, I'll do this one first. The first one is a Jacqueline Woodson book called Harbor Me. This follows a group of kids who once a week meet in a classroom with no adults around, and they share their stories and their struggles and things that they're going through. Again, Jacqueline Woodson's books are small, but they are mighty. There is so much that she can pack into this book, and I'm so excited to get to this one and start checking off the books on her list. But this is one of her newer ones, and I'm very excited to get to it and read it. And I'm probably going to sit down one Saturday morning and just knock it out and just consume it and everything. So be looking for a review either here on the channel or on my blog. I'll let you know. So this is Harbor Me by Jacqueline Woodson. The next book I have is Ari Shaw and the Song of Death. In that middle grade recommendations video that I put up, I did mention the first book in this series. I do want to continue this series. I think the first 3 are out, and there's one more. I think it's going to be a quartet. But anyway, I cannot wait to follow Ari Shaw and her friend. I can't think of his name right now. I don't know. Anyway, I can't wait to follow her and her friends and all their adventures that are coming. I can't wait to see what this book does, because I really, really enjoyed the first one. So this is Ari Shaw and the Song of Death by Roshani Chokshi. The next book I am so excited for. I've been trying to get my kid to read it. He read the first 100 pages. He liked it. I need this book. I love this book. I remember learning about tall tales growing up, and I just was so impressed. The book is Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky by Kwame Mbalia. Should have looked that up. Anyway, this follows, when I saw it and I saw John Henry on the cover, I was like, what? They're really doing this? So this follows Black American tall tales. It follows a little boy. I don't know a whole lot about it. I just know that 1, this cover is awesome. 2, the second book is about to come out. And 3, I need to consume this book as fast as possible. Angle change, my phone ran out of storage. But what I was talking about was Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky by Kwame Mbalia. I was talking about how I was so excited about the about everything. I just know that I need to read this as soon as possible, and I can't wait to get to it. And this is a part of a little project that I'm doing in July. I think it's going to be really interesting, well, at least to me. Anyway, this is Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky, and I can't wait to get to it. The last book in this haul is another one that I'm so excited to read, and it is Sal and Gabby Break the Universe. From what I understand, Sal is a kid who's been labeled a troublemaker, and Gabby is like class president, the perfect girl, or not perfect, but she's like the goody two shoes. Sal, I believe, is a magician of some sort, but he has maybe a little more magical powers than what he's letting on. And then him and Gabby get wrapped up into something, and this is the first book in the series, and the second one is Sal and Gabby Fix the Universe, I believe. Either way, I'm really excited to get into this middle grade series. I do want to have more middle grades to offer to people, especially with school coming up and school from home. So parents are looking for things. And then if you just like middle grade, like, I got you. So this is Sal and Gabby Break the Universe by Carlos Hernandez, and I'm so excited to get to this, and I'm so excited to do my little project that I'm doing and have more middle grade to recommend. It's so important that we try to find books for our children to read, even reluctant readers. My son reads manga, like I said, but anyway, that was the last book in this haul. Please comment down below your favorite middle grade book, or a middle grade series that you think that I should check out. And that is all for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, everything. All my links will be down below. If you follow me on social media, I usually follow you back. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.